Good morning. Good morning, miners. How are you? Good morning, miners. How are you two? Okay. When you're done, son. Anytime. Good morning, miners. How is you doing today? It's a lovely day on the server. The lags are getting to everybody, but you know, what are you gonna do? Other than suffer. We don't know what's causing it now. It's always something lately. I don't know what's going on. The mobs have been drying up being as crazy, I think. That's the main issue with all the lags. But we're here. We're still doing what we do. I've been preoccupied with stuff. That's always a good thing. Well, so let me give you an update on what I've been doing lately. Alright, first I'm going to show you downstairs real quick. We're not going to stay down here for long because what I'm showing you down here is, well, it's not huge. Okay, it's pretty big, but it's not huge. And there. Okay, that should be enough. This is getting better. Better, bigger, larger, whatever. Doesn't look like it got a lot more done. What you've seen last time is this was done. This is done. This is done. And this is done. That's all that was shown last time. And that, well, actually it's about it. It's not much has changed. Except for over here. All of the water streams for a lot of these are done. This entire corner is completely encased in water underneath it. If you look, I'm still in F1 mode. That wasn't really helping me at the time. If you look, bear with me for the lighting. Well, I guess I'll toss a little bit of light in here. If you look over here, water goes all the way back to the corner over there, which is good. Now, for those of you who have no idea what this is, I'm planning on having this be a very, very large room with which to have underneath the Guudites in order to fight withers if we so wanted, if we so desire to. But it requires making a large area. So a large area is being built, bit by bit by bit. The reason I have stone storage because I was killing some skeletons earlier in the grinder. So up here, that's why that's brand's making new. Up here, I'm already starting to lay out the areas for TNT charges. As you can tell, I got a lot of this done, and then I had to stop because my pick almost died, so I had to stop for a little bit. But we got that row done. We got this row done. Next is to take out all those rows. Then I got to go through and dig out this row, and then the row above that. I got to do the rows above that. Did I do this one yet? I don't think I did this one yet. I think actually, you know what? I did this one too. So this one's done. Okay, so that's the one that's done. So I still got to dig out this too. So I got to dig this out. Yeah, so there's a lot, but this is going to be a massive boom. I'm going to love that. I might actually have enough TNT to pull it off. I'm not absolutely certain, but it's going to be big. And it's going to be lovely. I haven't decided if I'm going to do that in stream or if I'm going to do that on camera. Maybe both. We'll see. But it's going to be big. But the next thing I got to do after that is I got to start obsidianizing things. Well, the water's going to have to go too. But I'm going to have to obsidianize this entire column here. All the way to the top. And right here, and here, and here. And then I got to start obsidianizing the level 32. But before we obsidianize level 32, I think it'll be good enough for us to just start taking withers down there and having some fun with them. Because it's going to take a while for them to blow up to level 32. So I'm not that concerned about it. So that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be nice to have an actual place where if we wanted to battle some wither as a group, that we can have that. I haven't decided if I'm going to like put columns in or anything like that that's there to look like cool and add to the challenge or have places to hide behind. I haven't decided yet. I might. We'll see. But that's it for down there. It's been doing quite well because it's been filling this thing up like crazy. I've been getting a lot of stuff. And I've got to upgrade this too. Now that I know how to do the item sorting thing better, I gotta get this set up with the actual hoppers all the way down to here. I'm probably gonna take this and shift it over a little bit and set it up so that it automatically feeds the iron and gold into it. And the coal. Of course, the coal. But that's it for over there. So let's go ahead and update you on the witch thing. Let's just get Guy over here. Come on, Guy. Forget it, Guy. Oh, yeah! Guy moves with server lag, so Guy's not going to help a whole lot right now. Well, darn. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, the only thing that really needs to get set over there is I've been over there. We do have on the server 1.6.3, so the only thing that I've really had to do with the witch hut was walk over there, stand there a minute, and walk back. And I did that. I did that earlier today, so rest assured, it is loaded, it is set. Nothing's going to happen when we update to 1.7 point whatever the snapshot number is. I don't even know. Snapshot 37WC3PO, whatever the heck it is. So whenever we upgrade to that, we'll be fine. The witch hut will still function. Everything will be good. Now, as for up here. You'll probably notice one thing. My little experiment up here, it's gone. I completely tore it down. I did that because I wanted to be able to get all the materials to bring it over here. So as you can see, I have started on this corner. I have a few issues with it though, but I can at least show you guys what I've got done with it so far. It is pretty freaking neat. I think once it's done, it's going to be pretty freaking cool. But we got to take a quick look at what is going to happen with this thing. Okay, so first thing we're looking at is it looks complex as all get up. And it is. It's ridiculously complex. But that's not important. The important part is up here. It's actually not that complex. It just looks complex, but that's okay. Up here is the actual business of the matter. This is what's going to actually be seen by people. And I'm probably going to put half slabs over the top of these and just raise this up by a half slab. Same thing with over here. Not that big of a deal, but once that's done, it'll be good. Also, I'm probably going to make this entire thing a lot taller. My plan is to have this be really, really tall hallway type setup, because that's going to be pretty freaking cool. I'm going to like that. And I fell. I didn't intend to fall. Great. Get me out of here. So the idea is still solid. It's still the exact same idea. What we're going to do is we're going to have this have a gap in the floor that is just going to rotate around it. I think I set it up to go this way. So the floor will open up in order. So it'll just do big old gap, just constantly rotating all the way around. So whenever somebody enters in from over here or from over here and they're being chased by somebody, first of all, they're only going to want to go in one direction. If they're going, if they come through this way and think they're just going to sneak on through over to here, they might be surprised pretty dang quick, because the floor might catch up with them. So that's actually kind of interesting into of itself. I kind of like that thought. The other thing, I'm considering actually making it so that the door, so the wall over here just goes in and out as it lights up, so that you only can go through in one direction. But I don't know. I don't think that's gonna. I'd rather see them be able to circle through it. But that's neither here nor there. The only thing that's an issue right now is that this thing is a little bit large. When I say it's a little bit large, see how this is going right up to the wall right here? This is the wall. This is the edge. This is as far as this thing can go, right? And it goes all the way up to here, and if you look here, it goes all the way up to here on this side too. So all the way around, it's to the edge. So who remembers how I built that one over there? The tester one? Well, let me show you. I have an example down here. And I was building this in stream because I had to try to explain what it is that I was doing. If you notice here, the idea, this is only 4 pistons, but it doesn't really matter. Basically, this just represents the 4 sides. But, and this is all just extra redstone. It's just basically here, again, to illustrate. This works on a very interesting clock setup where it goes all the way around it in a gigantic circle. And the problem is, I don't even know if I can turn this on right now. The server's so laggy. This might be kind of interesting. Let's try it. Why not? We got to turn this off first. And now we got to try and sync this up. I don't know if this is going to work. Oh, that's a bad sign. That's a worse sign. Oh, because I'm in the wrong place. Yeah, I gotta go down here to do this. Let's try it. I'm listening for when one of those turns off. Anytime now. There. Right there. This server is so lagged out right now. This is crazy. This actually is good for illustrating the idea, though. Okay, so here's how it works. It goes around in a circle, so you can see the actual lit part is over here, right? But that's not just the only lights you got to be paying attention to. The light actually spreads out over the tops of this thing. And because it only goes out by 15 blocks, and you can see it, as the light dims, see it? It gets darker, light, and dark. Now, every time that dark part gets to where it completely hits 0, right on this spot, that's when this one turns off. And that's when this part of the floor recedes. But as soon as that light comes back around to, like, here, it's going to send that 15th strength signal down here, and it'll turn this one back on again. So it does function. This is an actual functioning idea. It works pretty dang good, actually. But it's got an issue. If you take a look at the way that I have this set up, this is set up so that you have the piston, the redstone behind the piston, a half slab behind that. And the half slab is very important because the clock going around it needs to send the signal up but not down. If the signal goes up and then back down again, it just becomes a signal that becomes continuous and it does absolutely jack diddly squat. So it can't go down. It's got to go up. That's why it's got to have the half slabs right here. And you can't have this be a half slab because if it's a half slab, it does not send the signal to this piston. Only when there's a redstone on top of this will it actually power the block underneath it to make it so that the piston will fire. But because of that, you need to have 1, 2, 3 blocks behind it, right? Turn this, we'll turn that on, technically, but you know what I mean. Now, if you look up here, we have 1. And then wall. Yeah, that's a problem. My beautiful design for a clock it's not gonna fit. So, I couldn't figure out a way of making this function. And I tried to figure it out underneath it. If you look underneath it right now, I do have the beginnings of the redstone set up down here. I got it so that the redstone signal is being sent up to here, and then it's going down to here, and then it's going down to here. And then I said the same thing over on this side right here. So that's the pistons right here that go down to these ovens here, that go down to these here, and so on, and so on, and so on. But here's the problem. Where do you put the clock? It just keeps coming down and down and down, but there's no real... I couldn't figure it out. Fortunately, someone did. When I showed this in the live stream, Alt Blue, one of the people who is a avid watcher, and who is a heck of a lot better at redstone than I am, because I just came up with the idea for the clock. I mean, really, this is a really cool setup for getting the pistons to fire properly in a good sequential order. But he took this clock idea, and then he took this whole setup up here, and he was able to put the clock down on the floor and send the signal up. through so much freaking redstone. It's insane. But I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna see if I can get a link in the description to show his work, and it is because it's a beautiful setup. He has his setup on unlisted right now. I don't know if he wants me to show it. If he does, I'll have that in the description. If not, well, it won't be. But that's what I'm gonna put here. I'm not gonna show myself building it because it's his work. You should see his work on it, right? But it will work. But yeah, so. It'll work. But that's not it. That's not where I'm going to stop with this thing. I like this idea so much, I'm going full scale with it. The idea of having a floor that's constantly shifting with all the sounds going along with it. I mean, the sound is awesome. When you're hearing the floor just constantly coming up behind you. I heard it on his. And it is absolutely beautiful. You just constantly keep hearing the floor just constantly coming and coming and coming and coming. And it's like ominous. Beautiful. It's got to be done. But in this scale, it's not as good. So I want to take that, and I want to make it full scale. I want to make this sucker huge. I want a full-size room of this. I don't want it to be a restricted size. I want to make it a big one. So we're going to do that. But that's not until after I finish this one. Once this one is built, using Alt Blue's design, I will take this idea and I will transfer it over somewhere else. And when I transfer over somewhere else, it's going to work a lot better too, simply because I won't have to be restricted to the size. One thing I have not considered yet is I haven't figured out how I'm going to get up. Because there's supposed to be an upward access at some point, I guess. And I haven't figured out that part. Oh, well. Whatever. At least that's what I'm thinking, because you'd think you'd want to have a access point up there if we're going to have a giant cube thing, right? I guess I can have it, but I don't think there's going to be... I might only have it be one way. You might be able to come down but not go back up again. It may work. We'll see. But that's going to be it for right now, guys. That's all I've really worked on. I mean, that digging did take a while, and I did a lot more live streaming and stuff like that, so I mean, today's the day after the 12-hour TFC stream, so yeah. So that's going to do it for now. It's a nice short episode again. I like having them short like this. It makes it easy for you guys to watch, and makes it easy for me to send them up there to you real quick. That's going to do it. I'm going to call it right here. Ah, man, this is just going to be beautiful.